Changing the face of America. Some critics say that's what the president's unilateral action would do. Reports out this week of a 10-part plan for overhauling U.S. immigration policy via executive action of the president. We've talked about the question in the past, Godfrey, of whether this is what the American people have come to expect. Find fair,
if you
find
poll the
even-handed.
American people about immigration reform,
Do Southeast Texans, do they want the president to act on this matter of immigration reform in this way?
most Americans, Texans included, want to see immigrants treated fairly. Okay, they don't mind having a few extra folks here. We need these people. Who do you think serves you at the Golden Corral? Look at who's behind the line
What
serving.
you said is not the same thing. You're bringing up a straw man. You're
bringing up
saying
reality.
that we want to treat immigrants fairly, and then we're talking about illegal immigration. Those are two separate issues.
We should.
When people say immigration reform, they think it has something to do with the border. They actually think that we're going to address that.
No.
Okay,
The average American does.
Here's
Well-
the problem, Godfrey. You have a lot of Hispanic Americans out there here in Texas, okay, that are actually second, third generation
Yes.
Americans. Okay?
Voting Republican at a high percentage.
And you're seeing those trend, and I see it in my points daily, man. I just see it all the time.
Okay.
You're running into a lot of, they're highly conservative by nature, okay? Social issues. This little thing about trying to push abortion through the state of Texas, okay, yeah, that didn't go well with them, did it?
No.
Okay, they're very, very conservative by nature, socially.
Yeah.
If we can appeal to them on the fiscal issues,
That's
okay,
why I
your
wish we
little,
were a secular society.
Your emerging majority theory has been shown to be going up in flames.
No,
already.
it's
and what you need to understand is that we are targeting.
No, I can't agree with that, Jeff. They didn't get out and vote. We didn't do a good enough job getting people out to vote. I don't believe
if
the
you're
numbers of the polls
if you're depending on voters,
accurately reflect.
if you're depending on voters to actually go out and vote, then you're kind of depending on nothing.
By the largest number of supposed voters that didn't show up this time as opposed to last time, the Democrats would have lost by, 18 points instead of 20
I'm
points.
not so sure he really won among those voters.
Godfrey, let's give you a couple of minutes just to expound upon this idea, what you saw not only in the election on Tuesday.
There's a whole lot of Americans and a whole lot of Texans that have been sold a bill of goods by talk radio and Fox News. They're really being misinformed. People that watch Fox News are the most misinformed people in America, without a doubt. Poll after poll after poll.
This is killing
shows
you,
it.
isn't it? It's killing you.
I'm just saying.
That Fox News poll was pretty darn close as compared to the other polls.
No, I'm telling you that the people that voted the way Fox News wanted them to vote are misinformed. All right.
All right.
Misinformed, but you have to qualify that. On what points are you referencing?
Practically everything.
Everything that Fox News says.
The religious focus of Fox News. Most right-wing Republicans, ultra-conservative Republicans, are very religious. Okay, so they vote their religious thoughts, even though it's bad for the country. They don't believe or understand or accept science.
Okay, but those that have a disdain
So
for
they don't-
religion also
no,
heavily Democratic.
but you
Watch
should-
MSNBC.
but
Come on.
You need to understand and accept reality. Global warming is a real thing. It's not some nebulous concept.
In five years, you're going to be saying, where are those people that said global warming? We
No, I'm
don't
not.
have any
No, I'm not.
information.
Dude, I
we
froze my
always
biscuits
said it was
today,
climate
so-
change. It was never global warming. It was always climate change, right?
And peak oil. I don't care what you think about fracking and how it's going to save us for the next 30 years or 40 years. Peak oil is with us, okay? We're going to have to deal with it in about 10 or 15 years.
Godfrey
Or 50 or
did
No,
bring up
not that
something
long.
I wanted to go back to, and that is this question of where the Affordable Care Act goes from here.
Okay, let's say that the Republicans completely wipe out the Affordable Care Act.
Repeal
What are
it
you-
altogether.
What are you going to do about all the people that are being covered that weren't covered before?
Good point.
They're
That was my
still going to
question.
show up at
And-
the
and
hospital.
good point. That was my question. And what do the Republicans do to replace it, at least in terms of some of the provisions that the American people have said they enjoy? In other words, the pre-existing conditions provisions within Obamacare. Are the Republicans really on the hot seat to, if they get rid of Obamacare as we know it, then to replace it with legislation that at least has protections for consumers in terms of pre-existing conditions and some of those other measures that that Americans like.
I'm sure that's the case. Remember, there's only 7 million people that didn't have insurance before that have it now, and there's probably 20 million people that had insurance before and can't get it now,
Correct.
or
Well,
their rates
so
went
you're
up
talking
so much
about
they,
net
they
negative.
I
quit
think
it.
that $7 million people is a low figure, Ken.
right.
Either way, there's not that many. It didn't impact very many people, and most people in America have their insurance through their employer, and large employers' employer mandate hadn't even gone into effect yet.
Let me just
So
throw an idea
it's
for
not
you.
hard to make this
You know,
work.
because it was tried in Indiana with the state and government employees
Okay,
there.
go.
How about the concept of maybe setting them up some HSAs? Let's get some health
Health
service
savings
accounts.
accounts.
I
Is
would
that
like
really-
to see state-run health cooperatives. That's what I'd really like to see.
State-run cooperatives.
And get rid of the insurance companies altogether.
Aha. So the real
State-run
motivation
cooperatives.
here, as you see from the Affordable Care Act, is simply get rid of
Well,
insurance
by
companies.
the way, the Affordable Care Act, which he just mentioned, he didn't say Obamacare. If you poll the Affordable Care Act versus Obamacare, wide margins are against Obamacare, but for the Affordable Care Act.
Yeah.
They don't know that it's the same thing. That's what I'm talking about being
Semantics.
misinformed.
Well, no
okay?
one really knows it to be affordable either. So I
Well,
mean,
but they're for the Affordable Care
Interesting.
Act.
In two,
against
in
the
2
Obamacare.
years, they're not going to pass that exchange you're talking about.
I know they're
what
not.
will probably happen is that the employer program will be expanded. We'll figure out ways to make group medical plans expand into non-traditional major medical markets.
But the thing
Right.
is Republicans can't just be against everything. Sooner or later, you got to come out for something.
Jeff,
No,
is he wrong
I
about
just
that?
presented you a solution. All you talked about was
I
getting rid of
don't
insurance
see
companies.
any of that coming
I mean,
to
come
pass.
on.
I don't see any of that coming to pass.
The party of ideas for largely for the last
Is
20 years has
Democrats.
not been within the Democratic Party.
Yes, it has.
If you look at
And
the
we'll take
governor's
a break.
races, you're seeing this coming around.
And we return in moments
Watch what
with more
happens.
of our panel on this matter of Obamacare and more when we come back.